I work at a Brooklyn Creative Farm, which is a place in Brooklyn, New York, in between the two headquarters in Portland, Oregon, and Herzogenaurach, Nuremberg. There we work in the future. We don't do anything that is consumer facing, so we work on product creation, narratives across the whole brands, and we develop rotation programs for people that work in the company. Every quarter, 10 designers or other functions come through the space. We hope that when they go back, they start pollinating a new approach to design and consumer interaction. When they come, we submit them to hopefully a very rich program of engagement with the city of New York and the talent that lives in it, all the way from sport to culture, science, other brands, small brands, big brands, in hopes that we get insight that it's very unlikely to exist in cities like Portland and Nuremberg. Storytelling is the essence of advertising, right? As much as it is the essence of film, entertainment, and as well as it's part of who we are. Is it honest? And honest in the sense of realism or fiction? Does it make sense coming from who's telling? Does it fit a purpose? Whether it's about a product that resonates with you or service, is it a language that captivates you? So as long as it's all those things, and those things are always different things, if you do it right, you create a connection. If you create a connection and there's a product need, you have a transaction. So it's all about honesty of purpose and excellence of execution. There was an interesting panel I was a part of yesterday with Facebook, and you guys promoting it, and it was about fit to purpose, about mobile first. And one of the presenters from Facebook, she took us through a presentation. At some point, one of the pages was a quote and a photo from Jean-Luc Godard. Every story needs to have a beginning, a middle, and end, not necessarily in that order. And that's pretty telling. And in this day and age, more than ever, fragmentation is in an all-time high in terms of how we communicate. Episodes of series exist in many different platforms. You consume it in different chunks of time, content. Brands get to you in a narrative that it's not necessarily all in one, it's fragmented. There's examples of a Japanese campaign that fragmented the narrative into the destinations that you are most likely to be at throughout the day. So you may start on Instagram, move to WhatsApp, then to web, and be in spaces that are relevant to your journey throughout the day. From a brand side, you get to control that narrative fragmentation. What I think it's starting to not happen to consumers is the ownership of the narrative fragmentation. And that's something that it would be good to get back. We're going through a moment where algorithms define our voice and the frequency and the presence and the timing, and we don't have a say on that. So we're starting to not make sense as we wanted to as people, because even if we wanted to be random, and start by the end and go back all the way to the beginning, or start in the middle, go to the end, go to the beginning, and play with the narrative flow. Once you go live with that intent, your algorithm, it's going to ruin it. Future, I just hope that it's fundamentally different than the present in terms of attention we pay to the planet condition from an environment standpoint. That is a planet of togetherness and not divisiveness that is growing in a very scary, into a very scary place. So that, as planet where we need to live in, those are two fundamental things that I hope for a future that shows us a U-turn from a trend forecasting, consumer behavior. I think if you look back to the transformation in the last 10 years, the pace of transformation, of technology, of the ways we communicate, the things we are able to do, and the impact that it has in ourselves, our attention spans, our relationship with the peers, with people. I hope for the future that there's a little bit more of an unplug from virtuality of online, and a return to the physicality of the offline, so that we don't see things like deep conversations on relevant topics being reduced to 100 characters maximum capacity of, or whatever is your platform that you choose to have these conversations. Depth is what I would hope for the future to bring back. So, unfortunately, you're starting to see some changes, is social sustainability, human sustainability, relationship sustainability. And we are seeing the consequences of this very fragmented, disconnected engagement of societies, resulting to tremendous growth of issues when it comes to mental health, when it comes to dependencies, and I think that's as much of a pressing topic as the planet, because if we rescue the planet and we don't rescue the people, then what is the point?